Cycles. Written reflection for Dia de los Muertos by Lauda, the ensorcelled oracle. The year turns, and autumn turns to winter. For where we live, it is the season of decay and dying. To decay, to decompose, to descend into soil, to surrender into the earth. From the damp and darkness, to become fertile soil again. It is a promise that life will once again spring forth when the warmth and the sunlight returns. And after the spring turns to summer, and summer to autumn, the life that has grown will again decay, decompose, and the cycle will repeat. This is the cycle of birth and death on this earth. Rocks do cycle, as do all flora and fauna, as does water, oceans to clouds to rain. From the single-celled organisms to the multicellular communities that we humans are. These human bodies show where we have cycled from. Our bones are like rock, our hair like plants, our flesh like the land, our eyes like the sea, our minds like the sky, our blood like streams of water, and our beating hearts like the pulsating flames of a fire. Every component of ourselves is made of the earth. And every component of ourselves will decompose to become soil for our future to grow from and walk upon. We walk on the soil, and the soil is made from our ancestors. Dia de los Muertos is one tradition of many that humans have to continue to honor this cycle, from birth to death, leading to birth and death again. This is beautiful. But then I open my eyes, and the story changes. The story becomes about fossil fuels. Millions of years of what remains of prehistoric organisms, the very remains of our oldest ancestors, become coal, oil, natural gas, petroleum, and the fossil fuel-based chemicals that become plastics. From these ancestors, the skies are filled with greenhouse gases and pollutants beyond what the cycles of water and plants can reabsorb. The cycles of the seasons change, and weather becomes extreme. From human-made pollution, everything is treated as single-use and disposable. Our bodies and our ancestors are treated as disposable by companies who value profit over people and planet. It is a broken cycle that goes from a circle to a line, from birth to death to stop. The year turns, and autumn turns to winter. It is the season of decay and dying. We walk on the soil, and the soil is made from our ancestors. Where do we go from here? I want to share with you where I go from here. I go through the earth's cycles of birth and death. I go through the cycle of hope. The cycle of hope flows through the states of being okay and not being okay. Environmental destruction is not okay. And I honor that this is not okay, and that I, as part of the cycles of this earth, I am not okay. I mourn what has been lost. I grieve. I fear. I cry. I surrender to gravity and fall to the soil. Then, from the soil, a seed with the promise of spring is growing. I cycle to a place where I can find a bit more energy to further educate myself about this destruction and to implement what restoration I can. In this case, my restoration is living as close to a zero waste life as possible, mainly through refusing, reducing, reusing, repairing, recycling, and rotting. Rotting is to compost, to honor the sacred act of decomposition. Then I cycle from not being okay to being okay. I am okay in the dream space between wakefulness and falling asleep, as I drift safe and cocooned under my bed covers. I am okay when I hear the rustling of dried leaves, and when I see these leaves spiral and dance in the autumnal breeze. I am okay in the pause between the cyclical inhale and exhale of my breath. In this pause, there is stillness. And in this stillness, I am okay. And then I am not okay again. I am lost, depressed, panicked, lonely, grieved. But I honor not being okay. And in not being okay, I can still find that stillness between my inhale and exhale. And I know that this is enough. I can be present with it all. For Dia de los Muertos, honor your cycles of birth and death, and be present with yourself through it all. Be present for yourself on this interconnected earth, home of our loved ones, alive and ancestor. Even if cycles are broken, balance and equilibrium are inevitable. Hope is ever present, and the darkest days will cycle again into warmth and light. Blessed be.